Hey guys, I wasn't gonna make this video today, but I kind of felt compelled just because I've been. Oh, hey Paco. Here he is again. Every time I turn on the vlogs camera, he comes rolling. Did you enjoy your eggs and French fries? But I've been having like these repeating issues in my life, these dilemmas that keep happening time and time again, and with friendships overall. And I think you guys have an awareness of that. Like, for some reason, I've always been so conflicted with friends. I don't know what it is about me as a person, but like, friendships are just so conflicting, so challenging to me. And it is personal to me, but also, like, I don't take it personally anymore because I realize, like, I'm not alone in this, really. It feels like you're alone when you go through it and nobody else around you knows what you're talking about. Everyone thinks you're crazy. You always have gotten from past friendships the words, you need help, get help, you have serious problems, you're crazy, and maybe it's just that you don't fit in, maybe you feel like you don't belong here, maybe you feel, yourself these deep insecurities, and I am sure I have plenty of them. That I have yet to get help for, That's a very demeaning term, like get help. But recently something occurred where I was offering my help, my services, and I was rejected. And I felt compelled to talk about it. I made like story after story about it on my Instagram. Like spam posted 40 posts in 15 minutes, like I was manic or something. But, I felt compelled. I felt pushed to speak my truth. And right now I'm choosing my words wisely more than ever before because of the world we are in, because I don't want to speak what I've been experiencing over and over again. But this video, I'm only making it once and once only to declare that I've been going through this realistically. You can choose to not speak certain words over your life out of your mouth, but when something happened to you in reality, I have to tell you what happened, right? I'd hate to bring it up again, but I have to tell you what happened. So basically, I'll have an issue where like something says one little thing to me that triggers me or upsets me so deeply and hits my insecurities so bad that I'll just be like, nope, block them out completely out of my life. And this has been a recurring pattern. So I've kind of backpedaled and, over the years strayed away from friendships in general and kind of put them under the table to deal with my own insecurities because it is a challenge. For very long, I was insecure, dealing with bullies, and maybe people weren't really that bully-ish, but my insecurity made them appear like public enemy number one, right? So they maybe weren't that bad as I thought, but my insecurity dramatized the situation, right? And not to say, or sorry, I'm just like sitting on pillows and so uncomfortable to sit on the floor, but cross-legged. But yeah, not to like diminish my past experience. I actually did go through severe bullying when I was growing up. So much so that it induced actual like mental trauma. Like it was actually horrible what I went through. And I never spoke about it to family or anyone. And, like for so long, I just have been through certain things that have changed me and kind of dictated or judged my personality with others or my character. Like ever since those events that have been so painful, I always assume everyone's like that. So like that kind of triggered a deep memory in me. Like everyone was like laughing at me. And that induced the trigger, the memory, like, oh, like all of a sudden, like every guy is into me or wants me or is attracted to me. And that induced other problems as well in my life. Like now all of a sudden I assume like all my guy friends like are into me or something, or, like it's a problem. And sometimes they're not. And sometimes they're, just not into guys in general. And it's like I've always had friendships that are like on and off, you know, those kind of things. Because the way you were treated at a young age, and this happened when before I was even like completely like the brain hasn't even fully grown or developed yet. Like it was only like halfway through, right? The life of fully developing and growing, not even half. Gosh, it was so long ago. I was like 12 or something. Yeah, but like it happened in school and it was so embarrassing. It's like, you know, the humiliation, you know, the demeaning words they would say. It just was like, it was such a horrible experience that it's not like something happened to me. It's just like, you know, overall it's like when you go through something like that, it could be just as simple as someone just saying something really mean to you. Like it almost felt like like the whole class was watching you getting made fun of. Something like that, except a little something else. It was just horrible, you know, like, so that kind of responded in my life, into my daily actions, into my insecurities today. And I would like guilt trip myself. I would think like, oh, it's because you were, I don't know, I started thinking all sorts of crazy things. It's because I maybe made a face to them or something like, but that's not true. You know, you start to have self-doubt, and then it brings in from childhood and into your relationships, into future, into adulthood. So anyway, it's a whole complex thing because the human brain, the human construct is complex. That's just how it is. So, you know, you can actually physically lose your appetite because of it. You can lose weight. You can actually start to remember that memory like I do so clearly now, just talking about it 14 years later. So people don't realize like it pays to be kind and loving. It really does, because you're not like, this person would have never thought like they would still be on my mind this many years later. I mean, I've never even like spoken to them after that. So it's kind of crazy how deep of an impact one person can make in your life and alter the reality of things, right? You, at the end of the day, can alter your reality yourself, and you should, but it's easier said than done. You know, it takes a lot of work, time, effort, energy, money, honestly, because it cost me a lot to self-realize, okay? I didn't just self-realize sitting on my bed or sitting here. It cost me tens of thousands of dollars to self-realize, okay? So, yeah, it's a horrible, painful experience. Like life sucks in general sometimes, you know? It has its moments, but overall you just become stronger and you fight through the suck. You get better at sucking. It's just how it is. So, you know, animals don't have to worry, or because they don't self-realize. They don't wonder, why am I here? They don't philosophize. What am I saying? My point being is they don't self-realize, okay? And when you self-realize, it's ugly, it's horrible, you know? So that kind of, again, is a trend that repeats. Like, someone will say one thing that will, like, that one word that triggers, and then it's like, but then you don't realize that you attacked with your words first, and now you expect them to be angelic and nice with you. You know, so it's just the ugly of humanity, the conflicting with yourself, realizing you're not perfect when you look in the mirror, and why am I doing this? But basically, that's the human experience, and I'm talking about my personal experience here, and maybe some of you can relate to this, and some of you can realize, like, maybe your own insecurity you need working on, which ultimately nobody needs working on anything. We just need to exist and be at peace. And when you realize that your imperfection is your imperfection is perfect, and you should be okay with just the way you are, and you just are at peace and fulfillment with yourself, then everything is beautiful, prosperous, and abundant, and there's nothing to work on, there's nothing to heal, there's nothing to fix, there's nothing to even question about self-realization, because you are you, and that's the best that you were given with your circumstances. And you can intellectualize all day and materialize all of these thoughts in your head and go crazy, but it's not worth it, because you just, as a wheel, life will suck you back into realizing that nothing needs help, nothing needs fixing, nothing needs working. The situation is not okay. What someone said to you or did to you is not okay. but that's their journey, and your experience of that should not be taken to a context, or I should say out of context, to where all of a sudden you're guilt tripping and blaming yourself for something that they did that had nothing or any control over what you were experiencing or doing at that given time. Does that make sense? It's like we play different films or movies in our life at different times. That was a completely different movie, film, many fractals ago in the universe. I'm a different identity today, and we can choose if we take some of that movie into our current reality today, or we can just bye-bye. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick little vlog. I just want to talk a little bit about this subject, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.